Hey guys, my name is Daniel Modeki, and I'd like to say thank you so much for joining me today. Most importantly, I'd also like to say thank you to God for enabling us all to be here. Well, I want to say also a big thank you to all of you guys who've been subscribing and following the channel. I thank you so much, and my deepest prayer is that these videos are inspiring you to be the person who God intended you to be when He created you. Okay? And so if you haven't checked out my videos, feel free to subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the videos, share them with friends and family, and most importantly, with people who you believe will be inspired by the videos for changing their lives. Well, in today's video, guys, I'd like us to talk about something I know a lot of you have heard about. You've heard this time and time again, but just this week I was reading through a certain article and it came to my mind, and I thought it very important that we share this. And this is, think before you speak. A lot of times in our lives, my friends, the situations we are in are simply because we did not follow that simple guideline. Think before you speak. We found ourselves in grave trouble. We found ourselves in situations that we wish we were never in, just because of the tongue. And I've told you this before in other videos, that the Bible tells us that the power of life and death is in the tongue. And so it is very important that you monitor what your tongue says. The scripture also tells us that a big ship is controlled by the rudder. Rudder is something very small. A ship that is thousands of tons is controlled by a simple rudder, which takes it ever left or right. And so is your life, my friends. As great as your life is, it can be built or destroyed by your tongue, what you speak and what you say. And so today we want to talk about think before you speak. And the word think has been broken down to mean different things. And so guys, today we'll start with a T in think. You need to ask yourself before you talk, is it true? Whatever it is you want to talk about, is it the truth? I came to realize that in the mediums we use nowadays for communication, apart from mainstream media, where a lot of verification is done, just to quantify and make sure that the story has truth to it, social media, on the other hand, is very different. And so you realize a lot of things that are on the social media platforms are questionable. Some are not even true. Some have no basis whatsoever. And so this is the same thing I want you guys to apply in your life. You must ask yourself, before you speak, whatever information you're about to speak, is it truthful? Have you done your research? Have you taken time to find out if this has a base, or is it baseless? Because that's what's happening out there today, guys. We are busy gossiping other people, talking about other people's lives. And guess what? You know nothing about them. And so most probably whatever it is you're talking about is not truthful. It's full of lies. And so guys, number one, before you open your mouth to speak, ask yourself, what am I speaking? Is it truthful? Okay? Very important. The scripture tells us that the truth will set you free. And so, speak the truth. Number two, guys, we'd like to talk about the H in think. And the H stands for helpful. My friends, before you get to a point where you want to say something, you must ask yourself, is it helpful to whoever you intend the message to reach? I'll take you back to the scripture. And why I love talking about the scripture of God is because there are so many principles that are right for life. And if you follow these principles, then you're guaranteed to have a life that is full of joy, peace, and happiness. In the book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verses 29, it says that do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouth, but only what is helpful in building others, that they may receive whatever it is they need. And this is what the T.H.I.N.K is talking about. That you must speak things that are helpful to those who are listening to you. Don't speak things that are detrimental. Don't speak things that are there to destroy them and not help them. You know, I remember there's a guy who unfortunately found himself in a very tight spot, okay? And people had told him, "Hey, take care of yourself, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that." But unfortunately, such as life, he didn't listen, and he ended up finding himself in a very tight spot. And I remember a friend who said, "I need to go see this guy." And I was like, "Hey, go see him. You know, he's not doing too well. He probably needs to hear something from you that will encourage him." He said, "Z, I'm going to tell him the way I told him. I kept telling him, don't do this, don't do that. And so I have to go and clarify to him that I kept telling you, don't do it." And see, I sat this guy down and asked him, whatever it is you're about to tell this guy, are you helping him or are you destroying him? Are you of any benefit to him at this point? You're not. And so you must only go and see him when you want to help him. Speak things that will benefit him in the situation. And that's the biggest challenge we have, guys, nowadays. I told you so. You know, when you want to talk to someone, you're about to tell them, "I told you so." Nilikwambiaje? I told you not to do this, not to now look where you are. You're not helping someone, guys. Please, make sure that when you want to talk about something, let it be helpful to others. So think about it before you speak. The I in think is probably the purpose as to why I do what I do. And the I stands for inspirational. Whatever it is you want to talk about, my friends, will it inspire those who listen? Will it encourage them? Will it want them to change? Will it want them to be better people? And that's the thing you have to think about before you commit any words out of your mouth. Is it inspirational? Will it benefit those who listen? The people around you, what kind of energy do they give you? What kind of vibe do they have? When you sit and talk to them, do you get inspired? Do you feel like you're being built? Do you feel like you've invested time with them? Or are they energy vampires? They suck out the energy from you. They drain you. You know, you finish a conversation with someone and you feel like, "Oh my God, I've wasted time, I've wasted energy, I've wasted effort, I've wasted so much." And that's the question you need to ask yourself. Before you speak, whatever you're speaking, are you building people? Are you inspiring them? Or are you draining them? Let's continue. The N in think stands for necessary. You know, necessary is it important? Is it a must? Is it something that must be done? You know, I remember watching Judge Judy. I don't know if you guys watch Judge Judy. And she's an older judge and very harsh in her court. And I learned 2 or 3 things from her one day. While there was a certain case that she was judging. And this guy had apparently assaulted a neighbor of hers. Okay? And so the lady came to complain in court that the guy had broken her spectacles and had done ABCD while he was drunk. And they had an argument. And so what Judge Judy asked the lady was, "So the guy was drunk?" The lady said, "Yes, he was. He's always drunk." And so the judge asked, "And so was it necessary for you to bring up that issue with a drunk person?" And she said, "No, you know, I had to tell him whatever was wrong, blah, blah, blah." And so we ended up arguing. And so the judge asked her, "What do you expect from a drunk person? A person who has taken leave of his senses. due to the fact that he's drunk, do you think you can have any constructive conversation with him or her? Can you have any conversation that can lead to anything beneficial with a drunk person? And so the judge asked the lady, was it necessary for you to speak at that moment? Was it life-threatening that you had to say whatever you had to say at that moment? You should have waited for the opportune time. And this guy is nursing his hangovers, that's when you'd have gone and spoken. And that's the kind of thing I'm trying to say here. When you assess something, you'll ask yourself, is it necessary for me to speak in these conditions, in this environment? There's an argument that has ensued. Is it necessary for you to continue or to hold until the temperatures have calmed down so that your communication can be effective, so that both of you can benefit from what it is you're trying to say? And so, my friends, don't only think about yourself. But no, I have to say whatever I have to say. I have to get it off my chest. Are you getting it off at the right time, at the right environment, in the right mood? And so ask yourself, is it necessary for me to speak at the moment? The K in think, my friends. The K in think stands for kind. You know, I always tell people that do unto others as you would love them to do unto you. I know in this world there is nobody who wants to be abused. There's nobody who wants to be belittled. There's nobody who wants to be shamed. There's nobody who wants to be wronged. I know that because I don't want that to happen to me. But unfortunately, each and every day we end up doing this to other people. Each and every day we end up having people we've wronged, we've belittled, we've shamed them. And so, before you speak, ask yourself, whatever it is I'm about to say, would I like to be told in the same manner? You know, is it kind? Is it something that will attract that person to want me to continue speaking to them? Or will it repel them away? And so before you bring forth any information or any communication or any way or anything you want to talk about, you need to ask yourself, is it kind? Is it of benefit for he who's going to listen? Do unto others as you want them to do to you. If you don't respond well to people shouting at you, don't shout at others. If you don't respond well to people belittling you, why belittle others? Why? And so my friends, man, please look within. Look within and ask yourself one question. Do you think before you speak? Before you speak, have you assessed if whatever it is you're saying is the truth? That it is helpful? That it is inspirational? That it's necessary at that moment? And that it's kind to the other person? You must ask yourself those questions. You know, the Bible is deep when it talks about the tongue. And it talks about what you say. You must be very careful. For the power of life and death is in the tongue. I know we've mentioned this before in previous videos, but it's something you must remember. In your relationships, my brothers and sisters, in your marriages, you must watch what you say to your spouse, Bana. There's some things you can never take back. This power of the moment. You said things that you can never take back. Things that are embedded into the other person's mind. And I'm telling you, it takes so long before they can be deleted. It will take so long. And so I'll tell you one thing that I always love saying. Prevention is better than cure. it is easier to think before you speak than to take words you have already spoken out of your mouth back. You know, the Bible tells us, be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to anger. In a nutshell, what it's telling you in that scripture is think before you speak. Quick to listen, because when you listen, you have information. Slow to speak, because you're processing what it is you want to speak. You're thinking about it. You're processing it in your mind. Does it hit all the criteria of think? No, is it true? Is it helpful? Is it inspirational? Is it necessary? Is it kind? And anger is distraction. And so you must be very careful never to do things when you're angry, because you'll do things that you can never reverse. Guys, it's my prayer that we will amend our lives a day at a time. Let's just be better people day by day by day. Because I'll tell you, we are living in very difficult times. And so you'd better take care of yourself before things become any worse. Okay? And so, thank you guys for listening in. And I just want to say, may God bless you. May He help you through this journey of just assessing your words and processing whatever it is you're about to talk about. May God give you the strength and the energy to do so. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, feel free to hit the subscribe button, the notifications, so that you can always get reminders when the videos are sent, because we send a new video every week. New video every week on Sunday. And so until next time, may God bless you, may He keep you, and may He shine His face upon you. Take care, guys. Cheers.